All right, where can you buy Bitcoin? Today I'm going to talk to you about 5 different places where you can buy Bitcoin and based on your situation, which is going to be the best for you. So let's start off with the places that you can buy Bitcoin. Number 1, you can buy Bitcoin from a Bitcoin exchange. And this is actually the place I recommend everybody that has a bank account buy Bitcoin. I'll get into that more. But for now, a Bitcoin exchange is a place, it's a service, a business, kind of like a stock exchange, like an online stock exchange, like a Fidelity or an E-Trade or something like that. But they specialize in selling Bitcoin for dollars, right? And so to use a Bitcoin exchange, you set up an account with them, you connect a bank account of yours to them, just like you would like on Venmo or Cash App, or Cash App better than Venmo, and you can use direct transfers from your bank account to buy Bitcoin. And if you have a bank account, definitely this is the best one for you. Now, second one is buying Bitcoin from a Bitcoin ATM. And if you don't have a bank account, this is the place I would recommend you go. The fees are going to be higher when you buy from a Bitcoin ATM, but it's going to be a safer place to buy Bitcoin from. And you can do a Google search, like if you have Google Maps or even just a Google search, Google Maps would be the easier, better way to do it, but just do a search in Google Maps for Bitcoin ATM and it'll bring up a list of Bitcoin ATMs near you. So third place where you can buy Bitcoin is you can buy Bitcoin locally. I'm not going to make any recommendations of any services or anything on this one, but there are peer-to-peer Bitcoin services out there where you can exchange money, products, goods, services for Bitcoin. And you can do an internet search on this and look up where to trade Bitcoin for dollars locally or something like that. And you will find a list of people and services. And again, I'm not going to recommend that because I haven't tried any. So I don't want to go out there and recommend something that I actually have not done. The first two I can totally recommend those safely. Fourth now would be from a stock brokerage, an online stock brokerage like a Fidelity or an E-Trade. They are starting to sell actual Bitcoin now. As of October of 2024, I know they sell them because I talked and worked with some of my clients that have bought it that way. And what I don't totally know yet is can you transfer it off their system to a real Bitcoin wallet or Bitcoin address? So I'll be making a follow-up video to go into that because that's really important. Because if you can't transfer it off the place where you buy it, it is doubtful that you actually own Bitcoin. So all the things that I recommend that you use, I want to make sure I'm recommending someone that I've used and I've been able to get it off. So that's a big one. So, and actually I am going to add another one in here. I will add it under Bitcoin exchange, but you can buy Bitcoin from mobile payment apps like Venmo, PayPal, and what I recommend you use, Cash App. And why do I recommend you use Cash App? Because Cash App, you can buy it and transfer it off of Cash App to a Bitcoin wallet, to a real Bitcoin address, which proves that you actually own Bitcoin. The fees for it are very inexpensive as well. I highly recommend it. Cash App's also a great place to cash out Bitcoin if you're in a place where you need to cash out some of your Bitcoin. The fees, again, are really low, much better than going to, say, like Coinbase or Gemini or someone like that, or Binance.us, because their fees are super high. And then also you can buy it from a bank. Again, I'm not going to make any recommendations on this, but there are banks that are applying for permits and receiving permits. Several have already received permits to sell Bitcoin. It's still really early in the game on those, so I would be very careful on that. And so what I would recommend, again, for you to recap that list, is to buy from a Bitcoin exchange, right? Like Swan, Bitcoin, River, Strike.me. Those are all good Bitcoin only exchanges. Those are the best kind of exchanges to buy your Bitcoin from. Very easy to use, very easy to transfer your Bitcoin off of those. As a matter of fact, they have created their systems in a way that they want you to get to your Bitcoin off of their system and into your own wallet. Another one of those that works both in the US and Canada that I really like, I've had a good experience with so far, is Bitcoin Well. And I'll have links to these as well in this video, but those are the best places to buy if you have a bank account. If you don't, the best place to buy would be a Bitcoin ATM. You can also buy Bitcoin locally through peer-to-peer connections. It works much like an OfferUp works, or a Facebook marketplace where you sell something on there and then you meet up to make the exchange. You're just exchanging money for Bitcoin. That's the difference. And then also you can buy from an online brokerage like Fidelity or E-Trade. Not sure if you can transfer out yet. And then you can buy Bitcoin from a bank, and jury's still out on that, but those are 5 different ways you can buy it. Now, situationally, I just want to recap it. I talked a little bit about it. The best way to buy it, if you have a bank account, the best way to buy Bitcoin is to go to Swan Bitcoin, River Bitcoin, Strike.me, Bitcoin Well. Those are the best places. They are set up to sell Bitcoin for dollars. They're easy to use, easy to set up, easy to transfer off. So that would be the first place you should go if you're in a situation where you want to buy Bitcoin and you have a bank account. Now, if you want to buy Bitcoin and you don't have a bank account and you're going to be using cash, then I highly recommend that you use a Bitcoin ATM. And you can go, again, search that up on Google Maps or another map surface, search for Bitcoin ATM, it'll bring some up. You can use one of those Bitcoin, the fees are going to be higher there. That's the only downside to a Bitcoin ATM, because obviously they're making their money off of this transfer, and it costs them more than the other places to have a Bitcoin ATM at all these different locations, electricity, whatever. So you're gonna pay 5 to 10% fees to buy there. It's pretty expensive, but if you don't have a bank account, you do have cash, that probably is your best option. And again, I'll have another video later that you can use to get, excuse me, to understand how you'd use a Bitcoin ATM and how to use one safely. So there is the info for the day and for this video, 5 ways that you can buy Bitcoin. And if you have any questions about this, I'd love to hear your questions, your questions in the comments also. And in the description also, there'll be a link that you can join our free Skool community where you can ask and find out answers to any question that you have regarding Bitcoin, specifically getting started in buying Bitcoin, buying your first Bitcoin, buying your next Bitcoin the best way possible. And we talk a lot there about HODL 520, which is a super simple strategy that I've put together that'll help you get started in Bitcoin in a significant way, and you can start seeing the results as you hold it over time. And it's a really good way to build your own wealth, to support the Bitcoin community, and to learn more about Bitcoin. So again, links in the description. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll catch you on the next one.